All right. So I sent out an announcement a little while ago that lists what's left for the semester. And of course, tomorrow is your light laboratory is due. And I just wanted to show you a couple of interesting things that we observed over the weekend. We drove back from Utah over the weekend, and so I am back in Oklahoma now. But I wanted to show you some interesting things that happen with light and where you can see some of the images that hopefully you've been collecting and can explain. So this is the edge of a table um, out there that you can see up from the ceiling at the top was four different light sources. And you can see how depending on where the light is coming from, we've got destructive or constructive interference. So you can actually see the edge of the table and different colors. And this is not my granddaughter's leg is about the same color. So there's not a difference there. She hasn't done anything crazy like wear tights or something to have these lines, but that's a line that was produced by just by doing just by looking at the light. Then we were sitting at the table and this one popped up in her lemonade, and she had a blue shirt on, but you can see the vibrant blue that's coming through the ice cube, and you're getting that reflection or the not reflection from the other ice cubes. And it was just kind of a cool picture because you're getting a nice of that vibrant blue from her arm or her and right next to the really pretty yellow. So I thought that was just another cool thing to look at from how light interacts with different media and different objects. And it turns out that ice will have a different index of refraction than water does. So that just kind of showing you some examples that I came across this last weekend. So that's kind of what we're after. So I'm after images that you have taken. It doesn't happen to be, it doesn't have to be within the last three weeks or so, but if you've got images that you've taken and you want to explain some of those light objects, that gives you some other examples to think about. And I don't care if you stage them. I wasn't staging mine. I just happened to observe them, and we got them and just happened to take a picture. So that's where we are there. So I will stop that share. But I thought that was just kind of a nice example of how things are looking. So now I'll share my screen again. Okay. I'm going to share this just so this is the student view of WebAssign. Just as a reminder where things are, you've got an assignment that's due tonight on AC circuits and E&M spectra. Then there's a quiz that's due on Wednesday. The two homework sets associated with optics are due on Wednesday, and the assessment quiz is due on Wednesday. So everything this is all that's left in WebAssign. There's nothing there are no assignments left in Blackboard. All that you have left to turn in that come out of Blackboard are your last laboratory, which is due tomorrow, and your final. And so now I will go over here and I'll stop my sharing and share again. Okay. So just as a reminder for everyone where the final will be, down here is where your final is. It will open at noon tomorrow. It is a PDF. I think there are only 8 problems and they're all optics problems. And this is where you're going to upload them into the final. Please, please, please make sure you put in your statement of work. You are going to want to draw out all of your what makes sense on your exam, because drawings are going to count for this exam. So you want to make sure you have those drawings done. So that's when so you want to make sure you have your statement of work and your drawings, and please make sure they're in a PDF as a single PDF. I had trouble opening a couple of the other documents because they weren't in a PDF. And even though they were Word documents and they should have opened up, something was wrong and I couldn't open them. So I did send emails to those individuals where there were documents that I could not open. So right now, the grade book should be entirely up to date. You should have everything that's in the grade book. The only things that have not been graded at this point is your reflection and your refraction laboratory. And I have not put in the last 5 WebAssign assignments, but they are in the grade book so that the due dates are showing up in the calendar for you. So that should help some of you on that last little bit. So everything should be ready to go and taken care of there. Any questions about what's due, where we are, what we're going to do? My plan for tomorrow is I have a couple of PowerPoints and some documents that show how the eye works, how your eye works, and talks about rods and cones. And I do have some optical illusions to look at so that we can look at the optical illusions. So that's what I have for tomorrow. I also have some slides to show the difference between nearsightedness and farsightedness. So that's what I will do tomorrow. On Wednesday, I will join at 4 o'clock just to answer any questions that are being in there. I am not presenting any new material, and the material that I'm presenting tomorrow is not on the exam. So it's just fun. It's just fun information that shows physics in the real world. And that's where that is. So tonight is the last of the new information. My plan is not to get on Thursday because I want you to have all that time to do your final so that you have that, but please make sure your final gets in. So that's what we have late. That's what we have at the end here. So questions about what's due or anything like that? All right.